Most homes can reduce the amount of energy they use for lighting by 50% or more by using smarter lighting choices. We've had a look over here at some of the technologies that are available. You saw the LED one?
This training session for the Green Global Electricians program is the latest example of the green jobs revolution that is sweeping through the union movement.
It was created out of a need to deliver additional training and skills to licensed electricians and to teach them what they don't know in the areas of energy efficiency and renewables. And in general, electricians are very, very well skilled and knowledgeable. However, during their time, they would have learnt very little about energy efficiency and renewables during their time. So rather than take the approach of putting them through a renewable or energy efficiency course, advanced diploma or something in that area that teaches them a lot of the things that they possibly already know, we've taken this holistic approach to giving them this training course and these skills that are over and above the things that they wouldn't know and wouldn't have learned already. We're seeing a huge void or lacking of skills in this area for electricians out there, with a growing market, growing demand for these skills, and we're finding a lot of tradesmen performing work in this area without having the proper skills and maybe not doing as good a job as we think they could. So hence, really, we've heard the message from the electricians out there that they need better skills in this area, and hence why we're here today delivering this sort of training.
Oh, does it? Hangs out about 10 mil. Yeah.
Oh,
For Ian Levell, the program delivers a range of different benefits to interested groups.
I guess there's three categories of areas that we look at for an employee working for an organisation. It might be a factory electrician or maintenance electrician somewhere. He gets an accreditation as a global green electrician with a new set of skills that makes him, I guess, more employable and gives him another level of skill and accreditation that is a benefit to whoever he works for. So that's an added skill for him. For the employer that employs him, they have another resource on hand in-house to perform energy audits, to do lighting retrofits of energy efficient lighting, maybe even to install renewables on the roof of that building in the future. So that's an enormous benefit to the employer. Now, if you're an electrical contractor that is possibly looking to reposition their business, to gain extra work in an area that they see that is growing, and it certainly is. The demand for contractors to do this sort of work is growing, and not many of them out there. There's an opportunity for that contractor to reskill himself and possibly other electricians within his contracting business, and then promote his business as a renewable, energy efficient business that can perform this sort of work, and sees it as an opportunity to expand his business. And as the building industry might slow down a bit, he's got an alternative skill and service that he can offer.
In order to maximise resources and learning outcomes, the program has united the electrical trades union with training providers and commercial organisations.
The ETU, it is an initiative of them, and they are certainly backing it all the way, and I guess the majority of electricians are members of the ETU, and I guess that's our member base, our training base. We've got around about there's 19,000, I think, almost members. We've got a goal of quite a few thousand in the next 3 years, and the course is 5 days. Plus 30 hours of practical project work that they have to do, which they get assessed on. There's no shortage of people wanting to do it. That's the important thing. We've probably had over 200 people wanting to get in on this last round of courses with only 15 spots. And we limit the numbers because there is a fair bit of hands-on in the training, and if we didn't have hands-on, if it was internet-based learning, or we just stood and did a seminar, we could fit 200 people in a class. But we're keeping the numbers down. It's quality training that we're looking for, not quantity.
Got the phase out of incandescent over 09 and 10. As I said, you won't find your 60-watt BC anymore. It's going away. It's going away, and it's going away for good reason, because there's good alternatives there now.
With state and federal governments placing such importance on creating a green economy, the program is seeking government sponsorship.
We want to get as many electricians through this as possible and make it accessible and reachable to electricians to do it, and make the only commitment their time to do that, which is a huge commitment in itself, because if they're doing 5 days, working days out of their time, that's a huge amount of revenue potentially lost for them, especially if they're RECs that are taking that time out.
This is a good instrument to help reduce your standby power, because as we said, it's a major part of your consumption, and if you want to lower your greenhouse gases and lower that electricity bill, you've got to use some of these devices that are going to help you do that.
Well, they'll learn a fair bit about energy efficiency, sustainable work practices, sustainable environment, so things that possibly aren't necessarily electrically related, but certainly play a part in being responsible to the environment and understanding what that means to energy usage. So things that we teach electricians, particularly in the areas of energy auditing, is in the regards to insulation, double glazing, passive design of buildings. All of these areas contribute to the energy consumption in any building environment. So the electrician needs to be aware of this in the lead up to and as part of doing the energy audit. And the energy audit will also include the use of lighting and heating and cooling and all those things that contribute to energy usage.
Many people have taken advantage of government rebates to install small solar systems that supplement their energy use. But the real savings can be made by having an energy audit of their homes and finding ways to significantly reduce their overall energy consumption.
In an ideal, all things were ideal. What you do is firstly educate the consumer and have their energy efficiency reduced dramatically by doing an energy audit and bringing their energy consumption down considerably, and their general practices of how they use energy. And instill that into the consumer first, and then install a system that matched that new energy average energy consumption, and that would be the ideal way of doing it. Now, you'd probably still end up with a bigger than 1 kilowatt system, what the consumer would need. But if the consumer was to put in a system now, based on their current energy consumption, they would probably have to spend a lot of money. So by spending a small amount of money in relative terms to bring your energy consumption down, then the two balance out, we'll end up with the ideal scenario. And if we would have the ideal scenario is to be sustainable in our energy consumption, that is, whatever we use is what we produce, and that's the message that we'd like to get across to everyone. In fact, I think we all have that desire.